right, here we are, video 2 of 2 in the section on the best funnel. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen again, okay? And we are going to now break down the webinar funnel and talk about, and talk about why it's so good. We're going to talk about the best parts of it and all that kind of stuff. So let's get into it. I'm going to draw it out a little bigger. And again, the reason I'm drawing it, it's just easier for me to teach it to you as I draw it versus give you some crazy diagram that's confusing and that kind of thing. I don't like those, and I don't, I'm assuming you don't either. So let's get into this. So we're going to start off here at the ad level. So we're going to go A for ad. All right. And then we're going to go, and we're going to make this a little bigger because I'm going to walk you through and break things down so you can understand this. And again, this isn't complicated. You don't have to become some techie person to do all this. It's a registration page. And so then we've got the event. Okay, so I'm going to go E for event. So just understand that it's not that complicated. Okay. And then here is email. Like, I am terrible with technology. I can't draw. That's an email. Okay. And then, so this is the event. And then we're going to have the call. So we're going to go, I, and I'm going to show you a little strategy here. And then we're going to have the call. All right. Okay. So there. And now let's walk through it all. Again, I just want to warn you, you might be like, look, I don't want to become a marketer. I just want to get clients. All right. And all of these things are automated. Every single one of these things can be automated, and they're not complicated to set up if you know what you're doing. Okay. So just don't zone out on me. Stick with me. I'll talk to you at the end, some ways you can do this. So first of all, we're going to start at the ad. Now, what's going to happen is, this is very important you understand this. I'm going to walk you through this here. So people are going to hit your ad. They're going to go to your registration page. Now, then they're going to, on their registration page, is going to be say, hey, your webinar is going to, this webinar is going to start in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We found that a 5-minute works well. It gives time people to get ready. And so again, coaches will ask, why not just take them to a video version of it and just take away all the controls? So it just auto starts, auto plays. They can't control anything. And it's just a video. There's a psychological reason. Okay. When somebody signs up for a webinar, they're assuming they're going to get value, and it's a webinar. Okay. So it's like a teaching, and you want to honor that, and not, if you just take them to a video with no controls, they just kind of get mad. But if you take them to a webinar, they assume, okay, this is a webinar, I'm going to sit and watch, so on and so forth. All right. So you got to embrace the psychology of the webinar, because it is very powerful, if that makes sense. Okay. So, and then you got to live up to it. You got to give them some value. All right. Now, so what you're going to do is you're going to register. Now, they're going to register. And then in the interim, they're going to come into a little holding room video here. And this holding room video is basically going to say, hey, webinar is going to start in a couple minutes. And then you're going to have a little video there saying what they're going to discover, why they need to show up. All right. And this little video is what gets them to show up. Now, depending on the tool you use, they'll either click to go to the event, or the event will just magically appear. All right. And I'll talk about that stuff in a minute. All right. So that's what's going to happen. And then 5 minutes is good because it gives them 5 minutes to prepare. Webinar is going to start in 5 minutes. All right. And go from there. I'll give you a little secret, a little trick, that you want to make sure your ads are targeting mobile users only. Every ad we run is only targeting users who are on Wi-Fi, okay, and mobile, but Wi-Fi only. Because if somebody's going to watch a webinar, you don't want them riding the bus, sitting in an Uber, sitting at their kid's soccer game, that kind of thing. And when you can force them, when you're only showing it to people on Wi-Fi, it's going to give you a bigger advantage because you're going to have another level of qualification. If they're on Wi-Fi, most times it usually means they're somewhere stable, right? And we've proven that, and we've seen that work. All right, so that's what you're going to do. Now, then they're going to show up and they're going to watch the event. Now, something important is going to happen here. There's a little pixel. You're going to stick your tracking code right here, and that's going to tell Facebook to find more of the people in your audience who look like the people who are registering. It's very important because remember, the whole psychology is we want committed people, not interested people. So when you get committed people registering, it triggers this little code from your Facebook account. It's going to tell your ad to go into your audience, into the segment. It's only ever going to go into about 1% of your audience where the committed people are. So it's just going to loop around. It's going to find more of the committed people who look like the committed people who look like the committed people. Does that make sense? And that's what we want to do. Okay. So, and that's how this thing's going to work. Now, what we want to do next is you have an email. This is email, right? And so you can send some reminders out. You got to be quick because it's only 5 minutes. So the other thing is you can send text reminders. Again, you got to be quick. Like email reminders and text reminder services are not that fast. So it can work. You got to test it. And everything's tested, right? So then they're going to watch this event. And then what's going to happen is they're going to book a call at the end of it. So they're going to go to your calendar. So we're going to just go, I'm going to put here is your calendar. Okay. And they're going to book a call. Okay. At the end of this webinar, you're going to be like, book a call. So they're going to go book that call. And then what's going to happen is they're going to start getting indoctrinated. Now, what does that mean? What that means is before they actually call, or let's just make this that's a B for book a call. All right. I know it doesn't look like it. So they're going to book a call on your calendar. And then they're going to go to your call. They're going to have the call. So what's going to happen is they're going to get to the end of this event. Let's back up. How long should your webinar be? Well, again, it's a webinar. You need to give them value. Okay. So 30 minutes to an hour. I've got one running right now. As of this recording, it's like an hour and 10 minutes, booking lots of calls. So you want to be smart about it and give them good value. Okay, I'm going to come back to it in a minute on what to do on these webinars. But what you need to do is once they book that call, you're going to take them through an indoctrination process to build a relationship with them, some certain types of training videos. You're going to want some testimonials, some case studies, really get them going, and then have text reminders back to the indoctrination to get them to book that call. Okay, or to get them to show up on the call. And be in a position where they're like, I really want to work with you. Here's my credit card. And then we're going to want to have a 30 to 40% buy rate, okay, enrollment rate. Okay, so that's what you're going to want to do there. Next thing you're going to want to do, so we want all this here, and now that's going to happen there. All right, now let's talk about the emails. So the emails are basically going to take people to book a call too, okay? All your email follow-ups are going to book a call, book a call. You can have some webinar emails about the replay, but only do a couple. Remember, if you do this right, 70 to 80% are going to show up. So you don't need a lot of email follow-ups. Okay. So, but that's what you're going to do there. And then go from there. And these here, if you do these emails right, you should get as many people off your emails as you do off booking off the webinar. That's how powerful this is. All right, so reminder, ad, registration page, event, indoctrination, call, booking page, and emails. Okay, so what should the structure be of your webinar? Well, the structure of your webinar needs to basically be, you need to, for the first bit, you need to sell them on why they should stay, sell them on the problem that they're having, talk a bit about you. You gotta be careful talking about you too much, right? They want to know you're legitimate, but they don't want to hear about you too much. They came to the webinar for them, not you. And then you're going to give them 3 or 4 components that they need to know about whatever it is. So, for example, let's say you're talking about easy one that everybody understands is weight loss, right? So again, the start of the event's going to be, here's why you need to stay on this webinar, and then here's the problem. You're losing, you're having trouble losing weight. Maybe you're trying all these things. Here's my story. Or if it's not you, like maybe you're just a coach who has a lot of clients who have achieved those goals, you'd be like, here's how I got into this. Here's what my clients are doing. Or here's how I overcame this, lost all this weight. And here's the 3 things you need to know about losing 30 plus pounds in under, I don't know how long, however long it is, if you're 50 or above. And then you got to give them, what do they need to know? Okay. Now, the 3 things or 4 things they need to know don't necessarily equate to the 4 things you teach in your program. Okay. You're not trying to stuff your program into the webinar. They're not ready for your program. And so they're just seeing if they're interested. You just explain to them what are 3 or 4 things they need to know. Number 1, weight loss is different when you're 50 or above. Number 2, there's special ways to do it. I don't know. Number 3, you use a special XYZ method that nobody else uses. Number 4, or if you use the wrong method, you're going to gain weight type thing. And the goal of it is to eliminate all the options but you. So then they get to the end of that webinar, you sell them on booking the call, on why they need to book the call, and they book it. Okay. So that's really what you need to do with that and how you need to do that. And then they're going to book the call, and then they're going to work with you. Okay. And that's the goal of this whole funnel. And there's more to it, but I don't want to overwhelm you. So you need to make sure you have a webinar system in place that has a good email follow-up system in it, that has a good show-up rate. You need to have a page that indoctrinates them, gets them to the level where they're like, oh my gosh, I have to work with you. And then you need to do the call. So those are the pieces you need to use. Now, look, if you want help with this, we do this for our clients in our coaching program. We will set up all the technical components for you, all of it, okay? And we have tools that are very reasonable to do it. And we'll set up your tools. We'll set everything up technically for you so that you just can upload the video. We'll show you how to create your scripts. We'll review your script on your webinar. We'll give you our templates. We'll go through every slide for you. We'll coach you on how to build this, on what it needs to look like, all of this, okay? We will help you do that. So what I want you to do is below this, there's a link to book a call with somebody on our team. And what we'll do on that call is just go through and see if our coaching program is the right fit to help you do this, because it's a done with you program. So if you come into our coaching program, we're going to basically set the technical components of this all up for you on a one-on-one call with somebody on our team. And then we also have weekly group calls, and we have somebody on our team who has a private Zoom room who can help you upload anything you need to upload, configure anything, plus we coach you by email. Plus we're going to be reviewing all your messaging, looking it over, giving you suggestions, giving you our templates, working with you. And then once it gets launched, is it working? How do we change it? What do we do? What are the things, KPIs that need to happen at each step, key performance indicators to make this work? How should this look? How to scale it? How to automate this thing? Because you don't need to spend much time on this thing, okay? Very simple, very automated, and we do it all day long, okay? So what I want you to do is just book a call. It's a free call. It's not going to cost you a dime, and it's going to be about 45 minutes to an hour, and we're going to dig into your stuff, see if we're the right fit to help you, see if we can, explain how our coaching works so that we can help take this off your plate and help you get launched faster so that you can start getting clients faster. Obviously, it's an investment, but it's a heck of a lot less of an investment than scouring the internet, trying to piece this all together yourself. and then figuring out, okay, is this going to work? How much should I spend on ads? What if the ads don't work? Which part is it? You know what I'm saying? So book that call below, totally free. We're going to sit down on the phone, call you, see if it's a good fit, walk you through how we'll help you, and then help you expedite this. And then if it's a good fit, obviously in our coaching program, we're going to take care of all your tech for you. Okay. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. We're going to set it all up and help get you to get on the ads quick. You could be on the ads from a dead start in a week if you really wanted to. Uh, so it's quick, it's fast, and getting hopefully really good results really quick. So book that call and we'll help you out. And then once you book that call, go to the next section and we're going to talk about, getting this on the ads and what the ads look like. Oh, all right. All right. We'll see you on that next call.